Previously on Nora's Nook, I showed you how I used these bowl noodles to create some beautiful decorative wall decor. If you haven't watched this video yet, make sure to check it out right after today's video. For today's video, show reel. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nora G. So today I'll be showing you how to make giant marquee baby for a baby shower on a budget in 5 easy steps. Without wasting any more of your time, we're going straight into it. Step 1. Putting together our foam boards and laying out our templates. Alright, so I just wanted to mention here that if you've watched my previous marquee videos, you would have already known this, that I currently sell the templates if you're looking to creating this for yourself. Alright, so you will find information on how to purchase the templates in the comment section, pinned comment section, and also in the description box below. Alright, so I'll be using just 2 foam boards of 20 by 30 inches. Alright, so these are from the Dollar Tree. I will also have this linked in the description box for your purchasing convenience and every other thing that I used in this video. So I am using white duct tape from the Dollar Tree to put these 2 together. The size I'm making would be 3 feet tall. Alright, so that is why I am using just 2 foam boards. If you want to check out my other marquee videos on how I made giant marquee 4 feet and 5 feet, you can actually follow the link in the description box below to also catch up on those. Alright, so now that our board is all prepped and ready, I will go ahead to lay down our templates. So these are all numbered, so it's easy to actually follow. I will also use the glue stick to actually glue them down. This is just one method on how you can lay out the templates. Alright, so before you start gluing it down, make sure to lay out your templates and see where the lines cross before you go ahead to put that on your foam board. I already did this on the back seam before going on to do this on the foam board, just so you know. So marquee number 3, 3 feet, actually comes in 20 pages. So they lay out 5 by 4, so 5 across and 4 downwards. So I am laying out letter B, as you can see. Just watch as I do this. Alright, so now this takes us to step 2, which is cutting out our frame. Alright, so I will go ahead to use my X-Acto knife to cut out the center portion first before cutting out the outer frame. You could do the other way. You could cut out your outer frame before cutting out the center portion. It's up to you. But also just note here that it is best to use your X-Acto knife to cut out the center as opposed to using the cordless electric cutter, which I am currently using to cut out the outside frame. One thing I also like to mention here is that although I'm using the electric cutter, which is actually efficient and fast, I still highly recommend using the X-Acto knife as it actually gives a neater cut. And my X-Acto knife is actually already blunt. I had to get a new one, but I ran out of time, so I'm using what I currently have at hand to create this. It still works just fine, so I just recommend you use a sharp X-Acto knife to do this so that you have neat cuts. So this is what our frame looks like for letter B, and since we will be doing 2 letter B's, I do not have to use the templates again, so I will just use the frame that I made from the first one, as you can see, trace it out, and then go ahead to cut it. Just watch as I complete this. Alright, so this way it is quite easy. I don't have to go through the hassle of laying out any templates, and it's pretty much, straight to the point. Alright, so link to where you can get the electric cutter can be found in the description box below as well, for those of you looking. And like I had mentioned, I'll use my X-Acto knife to cut out the center. And there we have 2 letter B's. Next, I'll be doing the same for letter A, putting them together, 2 foam boards as well, using my duct tape from the Dollar Tree. Now we're good to go. So we'll lay out our templates. So I've had a lot of questions on how to print this. It is pretty straightforward. As you can see, this is just regular A4 paper. So the templates actually will come out numbered, like I had mentioned. All you have to do is just to lay them out and then trace out your letters or number. Alright, so I'll be adding some foam boards on the sides because as you can see, letter A is a little bit wider at the bottom than I had anticipated. So do not stress or fret when this happens to you. Just use a foam board and add the extras on the corners that need any more foam board. And voila, it is very straightforward and easy. Okay, so once I had the wings added at the bottom for our letter A, I will go ahead to cut this as well. Once again, you can use your electric cutter or your X-Acto knife, and still I recommend using the X-Acto knife to cut out the center portion. So now we're doing the last letter, which is letter Y. It is very straightforward. Letter A and letter Y are very easy to make. They're one of those letters that do not have any curves as opposed to letter B, so it makes it pretty straightforward. Another question which I get a lot as people continue to buy the templates from me is that they get blank pages. What should they do with them? Do not throw away the blank pages. It is just how the templates come, the puzzle comes together. Okay, so it's just so the printing is easy and it's also easy for you to lay out. So make sure to lay it out following the numbers, and then you trace it out and then you take off the paper. Do not throw away any blanks because that could actually sway you off on how you're supposed to lay out your templates. Step 3, we're going to measure and cut out the sides for our marquee letters. So for this one, I'll be doing 5 inches. So using my ruler, I will go ahead to mark that on the foam board. So this was pretty easy because like I had mentioned, this foam board is 20 by 30, which means the side being 20 should give us at least 4 straight sides to use. Okay, so I will go ahead to mark that and then go on to cut it out. Just watch as I do this. So once I had it marked, I used another foam board just to make sure that my lines are straight to actually follow the markings that I had on there. So I will use my X-Acto knife to cut this out. You could also use the cordless electric cutter if you want, but I will be using my X-Acto knife because like I had said, this gives me cleaner cuts than the other. So once I cut out this first one, it will become my template to use to cut out many more. Just watch as I do this. Alright, so this is just personal preference going with 5 inches for the sides. If you want yours to be deeper, you can make it 7 inches, 6, 8, 10, that's up to you. Now on to step 4. Now that we have our frames ready, we'll be putting everything together, the sides and the frames. So we're starting with letter B, of course, which is the most complicated of all the 3 letters I'll be making today, only because it has curves. And in my past videos, I've shown you can use your X-Acto knife to create some scoring on the sides to make them bend, or you could just use your hand like I just did and fold them over so that it becomes curvy. Alright, so just watch as I do this. Ideally, I usually will measure out all my sides to know exactly how much foam board I would need on the sides before I start gluing, the gluing process. You could do that, or you could just cut and measure and glue as you go, like I will sometimes do as well. Are you still watching? Yes? Wow. I really do appreciate you watching right up to this point. You know, I do not take any of this for granted, guys. And I would love it if you can comment baby shower in the comment section if you've watched right up to this point, and show your girl some love. Thank you all. Alright, so if you do have any questions that I might not have answered in this video from previous videos, make sure to ask me in the comment section below. But before you do, I would recommend you watch this other video where I share tips and tricks on how to create marquee letters and numbers. And if your question is still not answered in that video, you can then drop some more comments for me here and I'll be sure to answer them. Trust me, I usually do. Alright, so when you have any excesses like you just saw me do, you can use the X-Acto knife to trim that off. Also, if you're also new here, and in case you didn't know, I have 9 other marquee letter and number videos on this channel, which you can check out in the description box below. And I also have that at the top of the screen, top right corner. You can click on there and go on to binge watch, and then shoot me any questions that you have. Okay, so I find that the middle part tend to be the most time consuming because of all the curves and all, but once you're done with that part, the rest is easy peasy, because you see the back is just straight and then the front has some curves, but they're larger curves, so it is way easier to actually put those together. Also, in my past videos, I've shown that you can actually glue them on top of the frame or on the side of the frame, like you can see me do in this video. My recommendation would be this way because it keeps it very neat and it also makes it more sturdy. I failed to mention that this video is a highly requested video. I've had some DMs on my Instagram and some comments on here on the channel requesting to have me create marquee baby for a baby shower. Okay, so it is actually very easy to create. Yes, it is time consuming, but it is actually very easy and doable. If I can do it, you can do it. So yeah, in case you're wondering, overall this took me about 3 hours to create, and that is not factoring any breaks that I took in between, because of course I took some personal breaks in between. I was in no rush, okay, so yeah. So this is the second time I'm actually doing a marquee letter B. I have done this in the previous video before, but without a template. So if you haven't watched that video yet, you can also check it out, how you can do this without using a template. Once again, do let me know if you have any questions in the comments section below, and make sure to check out the tips and tricks video and see if your question is already answered on there and more elaborately. Okay, so once I was done with letter B, I went on to do the same for the second letter B, which I did that behind the scenes to save you some time, of course. And then I am right now doing letter A, which is very straightforward because there are no curves. You just have to measure your sides, all the different angles, and then you go ahead to glue them together. One other question that I get a lot is, how do these stand? So note here that it depends on the letter or number that you create. So for letter baby or letter B-A-B-Y, This pretty much stands by itself, but if you must add some support on the back, I already answered that in my Marquee video number 3 and 5, where I shared the tips and tricks on how to do that. So this is the back part. So this is why I recommend doing it straight down on the sides, because it keeps it really neat. So we will go ahead and do the same for letter Y, which is the fastest of them all because it is very straightforward, as you can see. And then we will go on to our final step. Just watch as I do this. I would just like to take a moment here to just give a shout out and say a big thank you to all of you who have been emailing me and purchasing the templates. I really do appreciate you all. I just did not imagine how much in your numbers you guys will actually show me some love and support. So I really do appreciate you all for purchasing the templates. And yes, keep buying, and I am always here to answer your questions as you go on your creative journeys, or as you go on to try to recreate some of these for your events or just for the fun of it. I am right here for you. Thank you. So as you can see with letter Y, I actually scored the corners. I didn't cut it out completely. So you can actually use your X-Acto knife to just score on the sides before you go on to glue it. So even though you do that, I recommend to still use your white duct tape to enforce it once you're done, just so it doesn't fall apart. For those of you looking to recreating this, or actually hoping to do this for some event, one thing I would tell you is to have fun with this and do not stress yourself or pressure yourself for it to be perfect, okay? So just have fun while you're doing it, and unless you're doing it for business and you're hoping that it has to be perfect, which I would still say to not pressure yourself. Just go with the flow, have some fun, learn from your mistakes and try again, okay? So this is actually very easy to make. You'll be surprised at what you can do. Until you try, you will never know, okay? So this is final part, and just putting this last part together. And I did use some duct tape to basically reinforce them, and this is what it looks like, which takes us to step 5, which is where you can decorate as you please. So right now you can leave it as is, or you could put in some lights like I have done in my previous videos, or you could use flowers, or you could use balloons. You can check out all those videos in the description box below. This time around I'll be using balloons, and I'll be doing pink and blue for baby shower, boy or girl. Guess, is it a boy or a girl? Make your guesses in the comment section. Alright, so using my balloon pump, which I also have linked in the description box below, I will go ahead to inflate a bunch of balloons, which I will use to fill our marquee baby. Just watch as I do this. Alright, so I will go ahead to start filling them in, and this is what it looks like. Keep in mind, I have done a previous video, Marquee number 18, where I filled it in with balloons as well. So you can actually check out that video for a full step-by-step on how I did that. I used a low temp hot glue to actually put the balloons together. But this time around, I'll be using tape to actually do this. You could also use duct tape to put your balloons together in your balloon frame, in your marquee frame. It is very easy and very straightforward, and it also holds very well. Alright, so I have the larger balloons first in the frame, then I will go ahead to fill in the smaller balloons. So I'm using 9-inch balloons and 5-inch balloons for this. Just watch as I complete this. So always make sure to first of all put in your balloons, see where you want them to fit before you go ahead to start gluing them together, or using tape to actually put them all together. So I'm doing the same for letter A, placing the balloons to know where I want them to be and what sizes I want on there, then I will go ahead to do the smaller ones as well. This part is the fun part. It is very straight to the point and very easy to do. You can have fun with the kids while doing this as well. All right, so yeah, so that's all we did, and this is our final look. What do you think? I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. I totally loved how this turned out. Very straight to the point, very easy, and also very beautiful. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Well guys, that is all I had for you today. If you did enjoy this video, please do not forget to hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss a thing. In the meantime, always remember to be your fun self no matter what life throws at you. Thank you for watching and have a great day.